Hello, this is Tom Brewer, president of your local 660 Charlotte Firefighters Association. I want to give everybody a quick update. First of all, we are going to go back to in-person meetings starting with our October meeting on October 13th. But prior to that, on October 12th, we are going to have night one of nominations. This November, we have two positions on the local 660 executive board up for re-election, and that is Treasurer Angie Blackman and myself, President Brewer. Both positions are open. All union members are, eligible union members are encouraged to run, or if you have questions, let us know. But we will do night one of nominations Monday, October 12th at the Union Hall. That'll be a nominations meeting only, followed by a town hall, and we'll send out a Zoom meeting and probably go Facebook Live for the town hall and address issues, questions that people want to ask. And then on the 13th at 9 a.m., we will do our regularly scheduled meeting at the Palmer Building, and that'll be day two of nominations. And after that, we will close nominations and move on to normal business. So the elections will be in November. Along with the November elections, prior to COVID, there was a motion put on the table, and it passed to take a vote to disaffiliate from the professional firefighters and paramedics of North Carolina. You know, we've had some good discussion with a lot of members on that. But on both nights of the nominations, we will discuss that again. We'll probably schedule several other Zoom meetings to discuss it, and we will put that on the table with our November elections for the position. So we'll vote on all of those at the same time. So again, October, back to regular meetings, in-person meetings, and also nominations. 2 days of nominations for the treasurer and president's position. Let's move on to the HR task force. The HR task force is presenting to Charlotte City Council tomorrow night. None of us should be surprised by the report that was given by the HR task force. We were afraid this is what was going to happen, and unfortunately, it's exactly what happened. It was a very, we feel, incomplete report. They didn't even address the majority of questions that were submitted. The ones they did address were answered without context, or it said things like, check this IB, or not enough information given. Brothers and sisters, they had 4 months. 4 months. And hired an outside vendor to help with that report, and that's what they gave. If they needed more information, they could have asked. But they made the decision not to ask. And they made that decision because, as we said, delay, defend, and deflect. This report, I mean, we warned about it, we were worried about it. It's obviously, the report was done in a way, as many reports are, with a predetermined outcome. You can read it for yourselves. Don't take our word for it, but read it for yourselves. It shouldn't become as a surprise to anybody, again. And when we go around the stations, when we get phone calls and when we talk, you know, believe it or not, the biggest complaint we get from all ranks, and that starts with division chief, battalion chief, captains, engineers, firefighters, all of us. Those in support services, the big thing is lack of communication. You know, a lot of times from leadership, we hear about open and transparent communication. Again, read the report. There's nothing open or transparent about the communication given to the answers to the questions that you asked, that we asked on your behalf. So, again, they're going to present to council tomorrow night. We have been talking to council members. A lot of them share in the disappointment. So, you know, with that said, we've also been talking then to them about the Kelly policy. But more importantly, when we look at the Kelly policy, the cancellation of Kelly numbers and how it was done, and we still have not received answers really to questions that we've asked. We've been told they're working on a policy. Typically, in most organizations, those questions are handled on the front end rather than the back end. But however, tell me if you see a pattern. Last year, there was the uniform policy that got rolled out, and they recalled it. Then who's going to forget the vacation policy from last year when we're still working on a policy in January, when vacation is typically done the first week or two at the latest of December? The Firefighter 2 process, again, a late rollout. They didn't get it approved till 2 weeks before. And we still haven't had questions answered on that because the SOG wasn't updated. They went back and tried to change the date and backdate it, but the HR task force refused to address that or answer questions. But the point is, we can see a policy, we can see a pattern, how when it comes to policies and they roll them out and the policies aren't complete when they roll them out. And as firefighters, we have to deal with the consequences. We're the ones that are trying to make plans with our family for our scheduled time off, be it Kelly numbers. We were the ones trying to schedule vacation with our spouses whose companies may have picked prior to us, but we were into January before we could do that. So the Firefighter 2s were the ones, 2 weeks out, still didn't know, are we doing this on or off duty? The SOGs said, and keep in mind, the SOG said that they're absolute. We have to follow all of them. The SOG said what you had to do to be Firefighter 2, and it was changed in an IB, an informational bulletin, who the HR director, the city HR director, I can send you the email. She said an informational bulletin is for informational purposes only. It's supposed to alert you as to what is going to come out. We asked the question, does an informational bulletin, i.e. email, supersede a policy? The HR task force did not answer that. So let me see if I missed anything else. We can promise you this, brothers and sisters. Local 660 has been here for 80 years. We're celebrating our 80-year anniversary this year. We are going to continue to be your voice. We are going to continue to fight for you, to advocate for you, to try to get you answers. And we're not going to go away. And like I said, we've been working with council. We're going to continue to work with council to try to get answers from the HR task force. With that being said, again, take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. Be safe. And we'll see you at October's union meetings. And continue to call into the Zoom meetings. We appreciate it. Stay safe.